Welcome, nostalgia enthusiasts and classic movie buffs. Ever wonder what happened to those legendary stars who once graced the big screen with their perfectly coiffed hair, dazzling smiles, and charisma so palpable it practically walked off set and slapped you across the face? The golden age of Hollywood was packed with icons who wore mink coats in 90-degree weather and made drama an Olympic sport. But spoiler alert, life happened, folks. Even the brightest stars eventually stepped off their pedestals, swapped red carpets for comfy slippers, and embraced a life without paparazzi flashbulbs. So where did all those stars go after the credits rolled on their last blockbuster? Did they find peace in small towns, write tell-all memoirs from their beachside villas, or start questionable TikTok accounts? Let's get into it, folks. Debbie Reynolds was more than just a Hollywood actress. She was a whirlwind of talent wrapped in a megawatt smile and boundless energy. Bursting onto the scene in the early 1950s, Reynolds charmed audiences with her breakthrough role in Singin' in the Rain, 1952, where she danced and sang alongside Gene Kelly as if she were born to be a star. The film is still considered one of the greatest musicals of all time, but behind the scenes, Reynolds faced challenges that would make today's divas break a nail. Kelly was notoriously tough on her, but Reynolds' tenacity, a theme throughout her life, won out, and she emerged not just unscathed but legendary. Her career didn't stall with just one hit. Reynolds became a quintessential face of Hollywood's golden age, starring in Tammy and The Bachelor, 1957, where she sang the wildly popular Tammy, which topped the Billboard charts and cemented her as more than just an actress. She was a musical sensation. Throughout the 60s, she kept the momentum with films like The Unsinkable Molly Brown, 1964, a role that earned her an Academy Award nomination. But behind that dazzling, ever-smiling persona, her personal life was anything but smooth. Reynolds was famously caught in one of Hollywood's most scandalous love triangles, when her husband, singer Eddie Fisher, left her for her close friend Elizabeth Taylor. Public sympathy was firmly with Reynolds, and she took it like a true pro, keeping her head held high and wittily referencing the drama in later interviews. Reynolds' film roles began to wane in the 70s, but that didn't mean she was anywhere near finished. She transitioned to Broadway, where she thrived in productions like Irene, earning a Tony nomination for her performance. Ever the workaholic, Reynolds stayed relevant through stage work, nightclub performances, and eventually, television roles. Let's not forget her unforgettable portrayal as Bobby Adler, Grace's larger-than-life mother on Will and Grace. Reynolds brought that same sparkle and comedic timing to the role, proving that age and decades in the industry hadn't dulled her flair. But the spotlight can be fickle. As Hollywood became obsessed with new faces and emerging stars, Reynolds found herself pivoting yet again. She began collecting film memorabilia, and by collecting, I mean she was on a mission to save Hollywood's history from being auctioned off into oblivion. Her extensive collection, which included costumes from The Wizard of Oz and Cleopatra, was her way of preserving a time she knew would never come again. Financial struggles forced her to auction off most of her collection, but it showcased her relentless passion for Hollywood's golden years. Debbie Reynolds' last years were filled with a mix of personal triumphs and deep heartache. She stayed active in the industry well into her later years, accepting awards, making public appearances, and speaking passionately about her love for the arts and preservation of Hollywood's legacy. But perhaps her most famous role in her twilight years was that of a devoted mother. Reynolds was famously close to her daughter, Carrie Fisher, yes, Princess Leia herself, sharing a bond that was complicated, loving, and ultimately unbreakable. The two even documented their relationship in the HBO film Bright Lights, starring Carrie Fisher and Debbie Reynolds, 2016, a bittersweet, candid look at their unique world of fame and family. In an almost poetic twist of fate, Reynolds passed away on December 28, 2016, just one day after Carrie Fisher's death. Her last words, as relayed by her son Todd Fisher, were, "I want to be with Carrie." It was a line that seemed taken straight from a movie, the perfect end to a life lived in Technicolor.
I'm gonna sing and dance and carry on and act silly till I just kick it like I told you. All up before I kick the bucket. Because, you know, when you're gone, right, everybody says what they want to say.
Don't say things like kick the bucket.
I can't believe I'm still here. Are you kidding? It's 65 years in show business.
Sophia Loren is more than an actress. She's an icon who embodies the glamour and resilience of Hollywood's golden age. Born Sophia Villani Ciccalone in 1934 in Rome, Italy, Loren's rise to stardom was anything but smooth. Growing up in war-torn Italy, her childhood was marked by poverty and hardship. But with her stunning looks, undeniable charisma, and unwavering determination, Loren entered beauty pageants in her teens, which set her on a path to becoming one of the most recognizable faces in film history. Her big break came in the 1950s when Italian filmmaker Carlo Ponti, who would later become her husband, discovered her. Loren quickly became a household name in Italy, with her roles in movies like Ida, 1953, and The Gold of Naples, 1954. Hollywood wasn't far behind in noticing her magnetic presence. By the late 1950s, she had transitioned to American films, starring opposite heavyweights like Cary Grant in Houseboat, 1958. The 60s were Loren's heyday, with her career-defining role in Two Women, 1960, earning her the Academy Award for Best Actress, the first for any actor in a foreign language film. This wasn't just a win, it was a seismic shift that proved talent transcended language barriers. Loren's career continued to flourish with hits like Yesterday, Today, and Tomorrow, 1963, and Marriage Italian Style, 1964, further showcasing her versatility, comedic timing, and dramatic depth. She was glamorous, but she was also raw and real, a perfect blend that made her adored by audiences around the world. Off-screen, Loren's life was equally intriguing. Her relationship with Ponti, who was 22 years her senior, sparked scandal due to his complicated marriage situation, but the couple endured, staying together until Ponti's death in 2007. As Hollywood's golden spotlight shifted in the 70s and 80s to younger stars and new genres, Loren transitioned to a more selective filmography, focusing on her family and occasional roles that piqued her interest. But this didn't mean she disappeared, far from it. Loren remained a powerful symbol of old-school elegance and was celebrated for her timeless beauty and class. She dabbled in various projects, including a TV movie about her own life, Sophia Loren, Her Own Story, 1980, where she impressively portrayed both herself and her mother. Sophia Loren is now in her late 80s, but age has done little to dim her luminous aura. In 2020, she made a stunning return to the screen in The Life Ahead, directed by her son Eduardo Ponti. In the film, she portrayed Madame Rosa, a Holocaust survivor who forms an unexpected bond with a young immigrant boy. The role was classic Loren, raw, emotive, and full of depth, and it earned her widespread acclaim, proving that even decades later, she could still command the screen with ease. The performance was a testament to her enduring talent and dedication to the craft that made her a global sensation. These days, Loren splits her time between Italy and Geneva, living a quieter life filled with family, yet she remains active in the public eye. She makes occasional appearances at film festivals, walks red carpets that become stories themselves, and gives interviews that remind everyone why she is, and will always be, one of the last living legends of Hollywood's golden age. With her wisdom, sharp wit, and graceful poise, Loren continues to inspire actors and audiences alike, embodying the phrase, "Age is just a number." Whether she's reminiscing about her decades-long career or discussing her current passions, Sophia Loren proves that true star power never fades. Her legacy is more than just a collection of incredible films. It's a reminder that talent, when paired with authenticity and resilience, can stand the test of time.
So she left you in Rome by yourself at 15?
Not by myself, with my cousins.
With your cousins?
Oh, yes.
Because she felt that you had a passion for this, or because it was a question of trying to get some money?
It was a dream for every girl. It was not really a passion, but dreams here and there.